moment is here, you can stop your search. It's Comics by Perch.
Hey everybody, this is Perch, and there's another case of fans being enraged. What are those Comicsgate people up to this time? It's this time they're enraged over insensitive Pocahontas appearance. Hang on a second, it's Marvel fans enraged over I didn't think Marvel fans got enraged unless it was those toxic fans. This isn't a big defense of Comicsgate, by the way. I still, and I know there's a number of CG people who listen to this channel and all the rest, and there's some people who are very pleasant and nice, and I acknowledge that. Not everybody is the same, but I still maintain continuously, and it hasn't changed. The absolute nastiest mail I get, the most condescending, rude, offensive mail I get, yes, are from people who self-identify as CG. Not all of you. I'm not saying 99% of you. I have no basis of what percentage it is, but it is true. I wish it wasn't true, because I know that there's some very nice people who are part of that group who will say nice things, be very professional, talk nice to me, and they will say things at times like, we have a bad rap. And I'm like, you have a bad rap, you're correct. And many of the other people are the same way, also have a bad rap. I agree, you guys are very pleasant. But then there's these other people who are claiming to represent you who are batshit crazy. I'm sorry, they're out there. Anyway, I don't need to go on. All right, I got sidetracked because these news articles are talking about toxic fans angry about, a Native American character. So it has to be those toxic fans, right? Nope, it's something else. So the headline, Marvel fans enraged over insensitive Pocahontas appearance. Readers are enraged with Marvel's recent decision to include a character whose name references the Native American Pocahontas. All right. Yes, Elizabeth Warren has joined the Avengers. No, I'm just kidding. That's not nice. That is not nice. Anyway, reading from kind of back to front, apparently this entire controversy resulted in Marvel issuing an apology and is changing the name of the character in question. And then Jason Aaron went out to basically the writer of this comic, which is King Conan, number 3. He had to issue an apology. Now, he was very quick to the mark to issue the apology. The apology says, I made the ill-considered decision to give a character the name of Matoka, a name most closely associated with a real-life Native American figure, Pocahontas. The new character is supernatural, 1,000-year-old princess of a cursed island within a world of... Anyway, it goes on saying it was bad, and the name's true meaning escaped him, and he shouldn't have appropriated it. This character is a big, busty Native American woman with a metal bra that I gotta imagine if it rains and it gets really cold, is just gonna rip the nipples right off when that thing comes in. But anyway, Jason Aaron basically says, I apologize. As part of that apology, I've already taken what I was paid for the issue and donated it to the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center. The character's name and appearance will be adjusted, getting rid of that metal bra, for the rest of this mini-series and all of its digital and collected editions. Okay, it made people very mad. It trended briefly on Twitter. The toxic fandom that got really angry about this made a lot of noise and threatened disgraceful Marvel and everything else. So basically, Marvel Comics called out of the recent appearance of the new character named Princess Matoka in the newest issue of King Conan by Jason Aaron, as it has ties to the Native American historical icon who is commonly referred to as Pocahontas. And then it's a birth name. Some readers have called out Marvel for using the birth name. Jason Aaron, Mahmoud Asur for giving the character the name of a real historical figure. Then we get a little history lesson about Pocahontas. And then in this issue, readers couldn't help but notice a debut of the new character, this Princess Matoka. In the issue, Conan the Barbarian meets with another prisoner of the undead island he's trapped on, who goes by the name of Princess Matoka. The scantily dressed character ended up on the island after falling in love with a man who tried to kill her people. But after the bloody battle, the princess was sent with her people's gold to the island of the undead to lure those, to trap people. And anyway, people called out Jason Aaron for being insensitive, with, in particular, native writer Kelly Leanne D'Angelo, one of the many voices online expressing frustration, anger about Marvel using the name Princess Mataoka name, calling the use disgusting, suggesting the publisher pull the character out of canon. She called out Marvel, saying the sexualization of the real-life Pocahontas has impacts in the real lives of Indigenous women today. Poor Elizabeth Warren. I'm sorry, not appropriate. Anyway, D'Angelo using the real name was a horrible decision, and then questioned why wasn't a sensitivity reader consulted. And then Kelly Lynn D'Angelo, who, just for reference, on Twitter, has appropriated an anime cartoon version of presumably her face as her avatar. This appropriation of Asian culture art is offensive to me as a reader of her tweets, who does not like to see artwork from another culture, appropriated for use here. It's not yours. You don't own it. So they then talked about Jason Aaron has a history of Native American characters was scalped, and he's been on their target for a while as somebody who should have consulted a sensitivity reader long before this. And, and then CBR, basically says this is outrageous, and on and on and on and on it goes. All right. Shame, says the people who, this got 114 retweets and 1,163 likes. There's this, the character, the exact statement, which goes kind of, again, on and on, reads as follows. Disgusted isn't even close to a word for it. How? How is this okay? She was a real little girl. Because, by the way, part of this implication is that it was also sexualizing a child, which makes Jason Aaron a pedophile, I guess, according to this. But anyway, you colonizers make me vom. Okay. I highly recommend you pull this from your canon. This is the active violence against us and our community, sexualization of a real young girl, again, that was raped and killed by the young. Affects our murdered and missing Indigenous women today. You're backwards, sick, and should donate every penny you earned to creating this. Okay. Hey, here's just, by the way, a thought to a lot of the people talking about Native American sensitivity readers. I've been to the Apache Reservation, the Ute Reservation, the Navajo Reservation. I'm sure many of these people have as well. And I can't help but notice that it is poor as hell. And, the laws that the tribe has against businesses coming in and operating there, which takes work out of Indigenous people's hands. The fact that, the reservation and the people around it gleefully will set up bars and gambling casinos, either right off the reservation in the case of bars, or casinos on the reservation, which traps people in further poverty. Nobody seems to really give a shit about that because, the best way to defend people is via tweets, not actually going and donating time or trying to help out the inherent poverty of a lot of the reservations where many people do not have running water or electricity, even in the year 2022. And, maybe, donating some, enough money to, say, pay for someone's power for the year, as opposed to many of these people who are angry people on Twitter who drive their Teslas, might be the case. But anyway, I am truly aghast. How did you not use a sensitivity reader? Again, hey, Jason Aaron, you are a shit writer. I originally wrote a much worse insult, but decided to keep the peace, says this absolute effing lunatic here with 12,000 followers, who is basically calling out somebody in an incredibly offensive matter, who has done nothing of value in their career, and as I mentioned, is not only appropriating an art style made popular by the East, but also somebody else's, the Starry Night. Anyway, lots of hypocrisy. So this is a controversy. Jason Aaron, there's a character named vaguely, comes back to Pocahontas. This was offensive because reasons. shouldn't have been in a comic, and also had a metal bra like everyone else in Conan. And toxic fandom ran amok with a bunch of people really, really pissed off about this. Again, and even after the apology, by the way, the Kelly D'Angelo, along with other lunatics, went with, I have terse words, but I will save those for another day. Because saying you're a shit writer and implying that somebody is a child pornographer and encourages rape is those are the nice ways to put it. That's what I do, and demanding that Marvel also comes up with a statement. I'm sorry, this is not okay. Not okay that somebody is doing this, and basically stirring a giant mob of people saying things like truly horrifying. This person has to be run out of the business. Where once again they need to. I love how, by the way, this entire rant that goes on. It's got the little PS. PS. I am slut positive. Be sluts friends, but not with the bodies of dead Native girls who were brutally abused and raped. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. This is the dumbest thing that I've seen today. It's the dumbest thing that you're going to see today. And are there good ways to make the point that, hey, maybe if you're going to make the point that sexualizing women in comic books is bad, I think you could make that argument in a reasonable, productive, non-lunatic way. I think you could do that. I don't. I think it's still kind of a dodgy, dumb argument, but I think you could do it in a way that doesn't make you sound like a crazy person. But this is the way it goes. You can go down the line. Would it be okay if this character was Asian and not Native American? Apparently, it would be fine. Would it be okay if it was an Italian girl? It'd be fine. But it's a Native American girl, so therefore we can't take a character in Conan who looks, I don't know, just like any other woman in Conan, and the name share. I mean, look, there's no logic here. I'm sorry, there's nothing. If you found yourself getting offended and pissed about this, and saying things and like the kind of comments that go on, some of the replies are just lunatic replies. If you found yourself in that mix, you're not a serious critic. You're not seriously outraged. I call your bluff. You are just out there to make crazy trouble. You are not a member of an ideology. Sorry, no. You're just stupid. This isn't left wing battling right wing. This isn't woke toxification. This is somebody seeing what they could get away with by screeching and shouting to see if they could get attention. That's all this is. Let's not confuse it and basically give it more power than it has by pretending this is some kind of giant, communist socialist agenda. This is somebody out for some attention, screeching and hollering to try and get somebody to pay attention to them, even though they're doing some of the same crap in their own profile, in their own work. Just different person. They're taking advantage of other cultures. No problem. That's all this is. And I'm sorry. This is we make things. We like to bring these words into things to give greater meaning to people who are just troublemakers and dumb. And we can just leave it there. Dumb. Thanks for listening.